Alright, so in today's video we're going to be speaking about reactions. Simple as that. And as soon as you start the game, you need to immediately turn them off. Turn them on, depending. The thing is that the game never really tells you what they are, how to turn them on, how to turn them off, and it's always going to be active. Now, many of the actions that you have in this game, they are going to be wasting resources. So for example, Lae'zel, right here, Lae'zel is going to have superiority dice. Those dice that she is going to be using on superiority dice, they are always going to come with handy little things like disarming people, and that is something that I always use, and also pushing people away while still doing damage, as you see me doing on the footage right now. And you only have 4 uses of these things per short rest, so usually in battle you have to be managing resources. Although for tank it's always nice to have as well riposte. But riposte, it's going to be a reaction, and the reactions you can see them if you open your menu right here. You head over here on reactions, and it's going to have this little option of whether are you going to be asked or not when you are going to be triggering a reaction. The thing is that most of the characters are going to have this thing, and the game presents it to you in a way of being a free action, something that you're just going to get for free. And in my regular mind it sounds like, hey, that's amazing, it's free damage, it's just more damage. Well, it's not. It's going to tell you right here what is it that it's going to be consuming. I have my superiority dice, and usually I like to be using my superiority dice for my own things, for my strategies. I like to be doing my own things with my dices. So for example right here with the paladin, it's going to consume, depending on whatever you have, and the reaction when you're going to be triggering these actions. Some events are going to trigger it. There's going to be a spell slot level 1 use, a spell slot level 2 use, depending on the class, depending on how you have set up everything, it's going to use a resource. It's always a best idea to mark this thing as to ask you, because this is a tactical game. It's very important that you need to have in mind how to manage every single little resource that you have for you. So sometimes I would be in the middle of the battle and I already have my strategy planned. Since I have already planned my strategy, I know that I am going to be using certain specific resources for that fight. Like for example right here, with Lae'zel, we are throwing people away from the roofs, and that is something amazing. Also, something that I like to do is disarm people. When I disarm people, they oppose less of a threat. Yes, sometimes getting that extra damage if you are a tank coming from riposte, it's amazing, but it's even much better if you're going to be able to kill that one person with that one throw. Then might as well just take that reaction and decide to either choose to take it or not. But in some other cases where the battlefield is so dire, everyone is wounded, and you have to think about how to save that battle, how can I solve this situation? Sometimes, more often than not, you are going to be able to solve situations, you're going to be able to get out of tricky situations if you have resources. But think about how disastrous it would be for you on the battlefield if you find yourself in one of these kind of situations where you are just right there with the sword against the wall and you have no resources to be able to use to get out of this situation. Like you can see me doing right here. Lae'zel is having a bad time, and since I do still have my superiority dice because I haven't wasted them, I can disarm this guy. That is going to make him oppose less of a threat, and that is going to help to manage. It's going to give me a fighting chance. That is what this thing is going to give me. So it is very important. The thing is that the game never tells you that this option is here. It's just going to be there, hidden, and you can play the entirety of the game wasting resources thinking that you are using something cool, something free damage, when in reality you're not getting free damage. You're wasting resources that you can use by doing certain different little things. So it is always a nice idea to head over here and set the reactions to ask you every time that something is going to happen, because you do not want for your resources to be wasted. short video with a little bit of a advice that it's going to make your life so much easier in this game on the launch of the game. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel before you close the door, and if no one has told you today that you're a gorgeous and beautiful person, you are indeed a gorgeous and beautiful, beautiful person. I will be seeing you goddamn gorgeous and beautiful people in the next one. Have a beautiful day and goodbye.